Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome into the video. So we have a very important week ahead coming up in the stock market. In this video, we're going to be going over some important signs that we could see a market pullback soon and what to watch for that. As always, there are timestamps in the description, and let's go ahead and get into it. So starting out by taking a look at the S&P futures chart. Last week I went over how I was starting to get cautious on the market and speculated that we could see a scenario like this play out on the S&P. Now it did not quite play out like this, but a similar move did happen where it popped to new highs at 50.66 and then sold down over 100 points from there after CPI. So after this, the dip got bought up once again and rallied back into Friday, where it rejected at 50.60 and made a slight lower high, which will be important to watch into next week. So going into next week, buyers are still in control of the trend, but I'm personally being cautious once again. The key pivot zone that I'll be watching for is at 49.34 to 49.57. In order to see a more sustained pullback, it will need to break and hold below 49.34. If downside plays out, this could potentially target 48.73, which is the bottom of the range, and below there 48.30 to 48.41, which was that major breakout trigger from mid-January. As long as it holds above that 49.34 to 49.57 zone though, there's still not much of a technical bear case and could still set up a leg higher on a break above 50.60 to 50.66. So taking a look at some more important patterns and signals on the SPY, it has built out this well-defined rising wedge, which is a pattern that will usually resolve to the downside. Along with this rising wedge, there's also bearish divergence on the RSI, which is characterized as the RSI making lower highs while price makes higher highs. We can see how this signal led to that sizable market pullback last July and is another caution signal for the current trend. A scenario as simple as this could play out on a pullback where it just backtests highs from the beginning of 2022. It will not play out this clean if it does happen, but a pullback would be more than healthy for the market. And to be clear, I would not say that I'm bearish on the market right now. I would say though that I'm extra cautious in the short term and expecting a pullback soon. But I do believe that we are in a bull market that will end up going much higher in all likelihood. And to do that, it would be healthy to see a pullback like this to cool off the trend and build up energy so the market can set up for a leg higher in the future. Something important that happened on Friday is that Supermicro Computer, ticker symbol SMCI, looks like it may have topped. It had this textbook blow off top move with exhaustion gaps, and then a sell on Friday had the heaviest volume ever for the stock. SMCI has been the number one leader for this market, and when the leaders top, the rest of the market will often follow suit with the pullback. Next week, it'll be very important to watch the semiconductor sector on how it reacts to the move in SMCI and a major event coming up with Nvidia earnings on Wednesday. Just like SMCI has been the individual market leader, the semiconductor sector has been the number one leading sector. Depending on how it acts next week will be very telling for the broad market. And Nvidia earnings on Wednesday will be the major market moving event that could either lead to the market trend going higher or starting that potential pullback that we went over. The key pivot levels to watch on it will be 745 on the upside and 697 on the downside. A break and hold below 697 would start the pullback, with the semiconductor sector and broad market most likely following. If you ask me my personal opinion, Nvidia earnings will most likely be great with blowout numbers, but it will all depend on the market reaction to those numbers, and no matter how good the numbers are, it could still turn into a sell the news event. So my personal lean would be that it does result in a sell the news event, and a big reason why is because of that move on SMCI. Once one leader falls, others will often follow suit. We will see what happens though. I'll still be mostly unbiased until we see the market's reaction to those earnings. Another very important chart to watch into next week will be Apple stock. So Apple is testing this well-defined trend line for the fourth time now and will be another key decision point for the market. Along with this, it also closed below the 200-day moving average for the first time since October of last year. As we can see though, Apple stock loves to fake out below the 200-day moving average and then reclaim back above it, which has started sizable rallies higher each time. So will that happen again, or will this be a change of character and follow through to the downside? This will be a major decision point to watch for Apple and the broad stock market into next week. So that is what I'm watching for in the week ahead. I'm not going over a bunch of trade ideas this week, just because I think it's more important than anything to be cautious in the short term. So thank you guys for watching, and for anybody interested in joining their private Discord chat, that is the first link down in the description to get my personal trade alerts, nightly watch lists, and answer any questions you have in there. Thank you guys for watching, and good luck trading this week, and peace out.